Let's see. Oh yeah, that should be plenty of time. Yeah. It's been a minute, right? What is going on? Okay. All right. Just trying to figure out what's going on back there. I know a bunch of you guys are going to probably grab this after the fact. Sorry. I'm really trying to find a... Aha. Okay, good. All right. I got this. Ooh, even better. Hey, look, there's the answer I needed. I'm really trying to finish up these invoices for people that have bought stuff with us. So, excuse me while I finish this real quick. Well, it's on the brain. Because I finally took my meds today. I'm like, hey, guess what? You should do this. Hey, Christine. Good morning. It probably is over there for you guys. Hey, Sam. Are you surviving? God. At least the sun is shining. I'm home. I'm not in Florida. Oh, I probably should text her. Yeah. Oh, D. You know what? I was even there too. I bought feed and didn't even think about it. Oh. I'll go this afternoon. When I go get the kids, I'll go get it. Just duh. Why didn't I think about it while I was there? No, because you know what? I walked into Tractor Supply today because we needed feed because we've been out. Which, hey, Stacy, we ran out yesterday. Well, ish. We had enough for this morning's feedings, and so I ran to Tractor Supply this morning, grabbed some more feed, and as I'm walking in, I'm going, I wonder if they're going to be hiring. Getting snow since Monday. It's Wednesday. Okay, well, it's Wednesday for us. Oh, I don't do curbside pickup. No, that's okay. I'll grab it. I'll grab it. And they have their sign out there in front of Tractor Supply where they're like, hey, Dawn, I know, I've been missing you. I was like, where's Dawn? Where's my favorite friend from North Carolina? They had their hiring sign out in front of the store, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I could handle working at Tractor Supply and employee discount and that. And yeah, I walked in and I was like, so I was like, any chance of, if I put an application, would you actually hire me? And she was like, I just hired 3 people. I was like, okay, all right. Well, there goes that idea. So, darn it. So, no Tractor Supply for me for the future. Unless something fails, which is totally possible. Something could fail for those people. And, they suddenly have a spot open. She said she'd hire me on the spot. So, we'll see. She's like, well, how many hours are you looking for? I said, I don't really care. I said, part-time's totally fine with me. So, there's that. Yeah. Man, I look at the... Oh, God, that's got to go away. Sorry. When I look at the camera, I hate it. I hate it. Because I can see the changes. And, it's got to go away. I need the warm sunshine. I need to get back outside more. We'll have to replay. Oh, Kristen, I understand. But hi. Thanks, Sam. Breeders' Cup, when it was run at Churchill Downs in Kentucky in 2012, 11. I don't know which. Hey, Tina, Elisa. No, should apply anyway. They might not regret. Well, I'm going to. Yeah, Dawn. I'm going to. At least then I'd have some sort of, paper in the door, right? In case something should happen, then, hey, Caroline. I am tired. I'm definitely tired. It's been a stressful couple of days. Florida was supposed to be relaxing, you know, right? We had a great time, and we made it through. January was a long year. January was a long year. But yeah, I will be definitely, why is this? Okay. I had to fix the footing. So I will be putting in the application anyway at Tractor Supply because, you know, maybe Bradford, which is just across the border, which sucks though, because Bradford, typically if you work in PA, they don't handle your taxes. So, I don't want to have to deal with that. I already have to deal with enough around the farm taxes and personal taxes, and now the rescue, nonprofit filing stuff. So I gotta get going on that too. Oh my God. I have so much paperwork to do. It's not even funny. So yeah. I look better, or I hope I'm feeling better. I'm starting to. So yeah. Jim and I have had a rough couple of days with things. Monday when we got back, when I was supposed to go to Florida, and come to find out the axle on the rear axle on the travel, sorry, wow, brain. I'm trying to keep up with comments here. It doesn't help, but thankfully the drama waited to your back. Yeah, it definitely did wait. Hey, Penny. Nick just got told Afterlife. Well, you know. So yeah, when I got told that the rear axle on the trailer was now bent and we needed to have that fixed before, you know, I don't feel comfortable hauling an axle that's bent to Florida because that's not safe. That's not even good hauling. I don't care what it is. It's not good practices. So thanks, guys. Oh, I love you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Carmen and Leslie and Kathy. You guys are awesome. So we had to make the decision of we're not making the trip because it's not safe and we can't do that. So we elected to stay. People are like, well, what about other trailers and stuff? And I can't, there's nobody locally with there's a hiatus or a high, there's an asterisk to this one for a subnote on this part, but, there's nobody in the area that would allow me to borrow their trailer. Let's just put it that way. Whether it's personal issues, I don't really care. Okay, I don't really care. Whether they just don't want their trailer being borrowed by somebody to haul long distance, which I totally understand, or whatever reason that they may have. I don't know. I'll tell you the cost here in a second, you guys. So we did look at options of maybe borrowing, which is not going to happen. Okay, I asked about Brett. Brett's 4 hours away, and it doesn't make sense to do that. And Brett's kind of like in a position right now. He's kind of like got things moving and changing and stuff right now too for him. Also, come to find out, the hospital in Oklahoma screwed up, and I told him to sue for malpractice because Brett ended up with broken discs in his back and his spine, and so I told him, I said, dude, you need to chase that. Oh, thank you, Penny. I appreciate that. I love you too. So we had to put the trip on pause. I let people know, and we're currently hunting down an axle. My parents are very adamant on not buying the $950 axle that I bought the last time I had to replace the front axle. And so Dad's currently searching across multiple trailer dealers right now, trying to find something that is not $950, and I don't have to wait a month to get it. So I'm letting Dad do his thing and trying to find it. I'm here and you're alive. That's unusual. Oh, Mel, I'm not going to worry about your donation. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. And when it gets here because it's meant to get here at the time that the rescue needs it. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. So we're waiting to see what Dad can find. Thanks, Penny, again. You guys started a Star Party challenge, so if you guys want to try for that, you've got it started here. I'll tell you, the stars are definitely helping as they come in from Facebook. It helps pay for stuff, that's for sure. So I'm letting Dad find his thing. Rain, you my favorite face, you know it. Thank you. So I'm letting Dad figure out what his part of it is. And, oh, you guys are doing it. You're awesome. Dad is a legend. He is. And so we'll figure out what that's going to end up costing for us. But for the asterisk under note of that borrowing a trailer, my mother's got a friend that she's had for a long time that she's got a gooseneck stock trailer. She's going to let us borrow for short distances only within the state. You guys are doing it, man. Oh, loves, all of the loves. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I didn't know how I was going to get these 3 horses that I do have in my barn home that have been waiting to go home. One's got to go to Poconos, one's got to go to upstate New York, and the other one, who is the other one? Frank, he's got to go to Allegheny County, which isn't far away, thankfully. So 2.5 minutes. You guys are halfway there. Definitely feeling the love today, you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Taboo, my favorite snake. So, like I said in the post yesterday or Monday, we did receive a letter of like, hey, you need to either pay this bill or, we're going to have problems. So, with 16 less horses on the property, thankfully, there's my favorite bunny face. Whoa. Oh, you guys are so close too. Minute and 45. I lost it. Where was that? Brain. You guys are just like overblowing it. Right, short distances. What was that, Penny? I missed it in all the star signs. Sharing long hauls. Tammy from Stricker in Florida can meet us halfway. I see. You guys did it. Hey, thank you, thank you. You did it. You guys rock. So with this trailer, I can't even go like across PA because that's the request of like not going too far. So it would be great to share the long haul stuff, but we can't even do that right now. So I've got to go at the request of the owner at least, and respect that distance that she sets. So, but at least there's 16 less horses on the property. And so we have less hay to have to feed out. There's less other things going on. I get my 5 stalls back. Well, 4 stalls. So, that's nice. Finally. Hey, Diane. Hey, Stacy. Yeah. So, things are coming around, and thankfully with those 16 less horses, we were able to catch up and at least make current with the bank, and kind of get to a better position and a better spot. Where I know when I was down in Florida, the bank was calling about the truck, where it's like I've been making small payments as I could. A couple $100 here and a couple $100 there, because thankfully with these online sales with you guys that help buy with me, which thank you very much for that as well. It's kind of been keeping things afloat-ish. So, I reached that hard decision of, yeah, definitely things have to sell. And so when I posted the whole tack is for sale and stuff in the barn is for sale, then I had some interest in things. And I had a lady come out yesterday, and yes, Marguerite, yep, the one with the bag legs too. So Diane, the location of said horses is a massive secret, and I personally don't care. I don't care. So there's guesses, and again, I don't care, because guess what? They're not on my dollar, and they're not on my pocketbook. They're on somebody else's pocketbook, because we all know. So yeah. They're still on the property, the people, and yeah, it's time to get a paying renter into the facility rather than not paying renter into the facility. So, Ain, hello. Exactly. Best not to know. I don't really care. Again, not my pocketbook, somebody else's pocketbook, and their problem, not mine. Everybody knows at some point in time, and I don't really care. Am I selling the barn? No, God, no, I'm not selling the barn. Yes, Billy's still around. Yeah. Billy's been still helpful at chores and stuff. So, how did Lily like her cookies? She's not big into those. Jim downed them though. Like the bag of cookies was gone. So thank you for that, Martha, when we stopped in. But no, we're not selling the barn. I'm not selling the property. That's not happening. But I did have to sell a couple of things of my own that I was not wanting to. But, times have come to a point where shit has to go. And I don't have the time nor the ability right now to put into the work of keeping my things that I don't use. And so I sold my treasured, prized Meadowbrook cart, and the very first saddle I ever bought the kids. I have more tack to go. I've got some of the hunt saddles posted. I found that I have more in the tack room to let go. So stuff will slowly get posted either on the Facebook Marketplace or on my personal page, which has, I don't know why, but a decent outreach for tack sailing. So that'll all get posted there too. It's open though, so you don't have to be friends to see what I've got going. Like I said, Dad's on the look for the axle for the trailer, and I'm trying to scrape by right now. I'm looking into a source of other funding for the CDL training so I can get back into focusing on getting that taken care of. I'm working on invoices for stuff, and I had a little scare this morning, because we had little cute little things like these that I was able to find for people that wanted stuff, and they wanted to put a pause on shipping stuff from China, which would have killed what I was doing here, making a little extra for the pocket. But I know people have talked about that I should rent stalls or rent the barn, and I'm not, no. After having so many people stab me in the back the last 8 years, is the axle model specific? I don't know, Stacy, actually, because some of the places are like, hey, we need specifications on measurements of different things, and so Dad's got all that. I don't actually know. It's an Eclipse. It's a 2-horse. It's a 2010. I don't know. So yeah. But I'm not going to be renting the barn out. I'm not going to be renting out too many stalls. Right now we have 2 quarantine boarders in from the bailout. They're staying for another 3 weeks. So, well, 3.5 weeks, because they just got here over the weekend. So they're going to be here for a month of quarantine. So we're still doing that. I'll still be looking for hauls as long as I don't have my CDL trainings to deal with. But Yeah. Yeah. So Michelle, that's why I haven't called to put in any sort of deposit. One, I don't have the money right now to do the deposit. And two, dad's very like adamant about finding it himself. So I'll call you or we'll talk on Sunday. So we'll figure that out. But yeah, I'm not bringing anybody else in. And Tina definitely has seen things down here and she understands especially why I'm not bringing people around in and I'm not renting the place out. So, yeah, Linda, I already have quarantine money up front. Yep, it already is. It's taken care of. So, no more problems with that at least. But I have been begged to, once I can get my indoor and my fencing on my outdoor fixed, to do more fun shows because back in 2000 and oh god, Tina, when was that? 17, 18? Emily needs torsion axle. Well, there she is. She's got all the stuff because that is what Michelle helped me get the first axle replacement. So thank you, Michelle, for that. I'm going to actually scroll this down and screenshot this for myself. Thank you. That helps. Hey, Carol. Charmaine, hello. Thank you. Appreciate that, Michelle. I've been asked to do more fun shows because back in 2018, 2019, we did host a weekend or actually a winter barrel racing series, and it was decently attended by a group of friends and people and stuff that they knew. So I think that if we tried doing that again, maybe during the summer on, weekends that we don't have other barrel races on or things going out and are going on, then we might be able to do that again, even just like a small local barrel series. I mean, we gave away belt buckle. We brought in enough money to give away belt buckles for the end of the series giveaway stuff. I mean, and nice looking belt buckles too. So, that was nice. Yeah, definitely no more drafts in my trailer. No more. None. Done. No more. That's it. What about a relay this summer? People come out and buy tickets. I don't know what kind of relay you're talking about, but we can try it. Sure. So yeah, so we're gonna try doing something like that because I was pretty much begged to do that again by somebody who came down here to look at stuff I had. She begged me about opening up the arena, at least to rent out the arena for ride time. And so, that'll come back around once I can get the footing put back together. So, because I don't think that's fair. Yeah, no, you guys that want to, like, that'd be great. Be great. How many mouths do I have to feed? I know, Stacy, I'm going to definitely do a live with the rescues. Like I said, I've been trying to get money back in because I've got stuff to get mailed out to people. That's kind of a priority because that's money coming in right now. So, the invoices are a priority right now for me, other than feeding the animals. But we're definitely going to be doing the more of the adoption push here once I can get kind of to a steady point with the stuff in here and getting invoices put out to people. And then I'll be back out in the barn. I do have plans of getting the round pen up. Tomorrow's supposed to hit the 40s again, and I can get the round pen moved from my outdoor to the indoor and get that put up in the indoor. Oh, thanks, Stacy. That would be awesome. I'm excited for that. Don't worry about mailing if you can't. No, I'm really just trying to get the invoices put together. I do have a stack of boxes to go out, though. They're going to go out when I go get the kids. So yeah, so there are plans in the works to try to bring a little extra income via the barn. I'm going to get the indoor put together. I'm sorry, the round pen put together in the indoor, and you guys are going to start being able to see more of that. Or I can pay you before you ship. Whoa. Thank you, Megan. Yes, thank you. Or I could pay before you ship. Yeah, well, prefer you do pay before I ship. Yeah. Where's my TAC items posted? On my personal page, because I have a pretty good outreach on that too. It's Emily Bailey Bavacqua. I know it's I know, Nellie's remission. I won't forget that either. But I do have something to show you guys. I know, the writing's backwards. So we're going to try this. Okay, so we're going to be out in the indoor or out working the horses. We're going to have this going, so I don't have to handle the phone. Okay, it's going to be set on the tripod. We bought new tripods. It's a whole like 4 or 5 piece kit with tripod, the short ones, the tall ones, a selfie stick, you know, and a pivot. So we're going to try this and see how it goes. There's been back and forth comments. People are like, yeah, it works ish, and other people are like, yeah, it works amazingly. So we're going to try it. So I'm going to set this up. And we're going to make it so that way you guys can be able to see things better rather than just what kind of the screen catches on the screen. So that's happening. And then especially on here, I'll be able to do more work around my personal horses as well. And you guys can kind of catch on that too. So that hasn't changed. I just needed time. And we had to wait for things to arrive. So yeah. Exciting. Technophobe. If I can learn something new technologically that makes my life a little bit easier, I'm going to do it. Because it really does make life a little bit easier. So yeah, so that's going to happen too. So like I said, so tomorrow we're going to get the round pen put up in the indoor. Nick lost his halter in the stall. I found it, and I got to wash it. And so he did kick, please brief recap. 16 horses are gone. We're trying to fix my trailer. I'm slowly digging myself out of a short, really financial freak out moment. And I'm still selling stuff online. And this came in. So what about mystery boxes? I have a thing on that. Hang on a second. So, Nick, while I was gone, did kick Billy, and I was cleaning the stall yesterday with him, and he decided that yesterday he was going to freak out. And I was like, oh my God, freak out. Like, he had me pinned against the wall because I picked up the pitchfork and turned away, which is not what he wanted, and he freaked out, backed into me, squeezed me into the wall, which I was just like, don't kick me. That's all I ask, is don't squeeze me against this wall and start kicking me. He didn't. But he slammed into his water buckets a few times that he ended up getting himself soaking wet. So, yeah. I was like, Nick, you've got to chill the freak out. So I'm going to be asking... I would like to go the homeopathic route with trying to help Nick kind of settle in a little bit better to this. And I know there's a lot of homeopathic herbs out there, and I've used them in the past, and I'm going to find... Oh, yeah, totally fine. Totally fine. No problems. No, they did not go to 16 different homes. So, I want to go the homeopathic route in using herbs to kind of help calm his nerves and help him to kind of gain his brain back. So there actually is a lot of science around using an herbal remedy. Yeah, D. That's where I'm trying to get to, is to get him into the arena. Because if I let him loose in the indoor just the way he is, even with a halter, I'm not going to be able to catch him. So if you get time to work with him, Valerian Compound works. Yes. So that's where I was going with this, was that there are herbs out there that have scientifically proven to be a calming effect, especially chemically, not as a sedation effect, but to try to help, like, the brain turn on of like, yeah, okay, this might be a bad moment, but, you know, if you use your brain, take a moment and think, you can actually learn from it. And it helped actually my mare, who used to be massively bad during her heat cycles, where she just was like all over. Stop right in the middle of the arena as we're riding down the show ring. Stop because there's a gelding behind her and squirt. Like, it was so bad. Has been using one. Yeah, I can ask her. But yeah, exactly. Chamomile, valerian, lavender does kind of work, but not quite what we're looking for. Are we sure it's completely guilty? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Ask Amy from Heartlands. Right. So that book series was coming out just as exactly the same time I was already doing my homeopathic exploration as a kid. So yeah, that's kind of the same things that I'll be doing. And I have a storage cabinet already in the barn that I have set up to start storing an herb remedy kind of supply, stock and supply. Have we replaced the boards in the indoor arena yet? They have not been, they've been ordered, but they haven't called me to say, hey, they're ready. So I'm going to go over there because we still have to go get a load of sawdust, which is the same log sawmill to get the boards and so. So yeah. But Easy Mare, I've never heard of Easy Mare. So is Billy still going to help you in the barn? Well, if they want to live here right now, he has to. Yes. Yes. So, yeah, I've never heard of Easy Mare. I'm willing to try. Ground flax seed. I've never heard of that one either, trying, but I can definitely be willing to be interested in doing that. Do I still have the wild chamomile? Well, with as many feet it has been living on this property, everything is stomped to smithereens. So I don't really know where my chamomile patch is going to grow, if it's going to grow at all this year. So before I had so many freaking horses on the property, I used to have chamomile grow like 3 foot off the ground. Like it was all over the freaking place. And I don't know how that's going to go. So we're going to see what grows after having so many freaking horses here. Hope you can work this full-time waitress at night. I would kill somebody in a restaurant. I'll find the brand. That would be cool, Jess. Thank you, thank you. Calming cookies and powders. I had a mare that was super reactive, always head and heat. Couldn't afford Regimate. I can't stand Regimate, personally, actually. Pine pollen tincture. Interesting. I've never heard of that one either. I have to do some research on a couple of these. Like, I've heard of ground flaxseed, but not for a calming effect. But we'll see. Definitely going to be growing pumpkins, I can tell you that. Pine pollen tincture. Well, I know what we used. We used a mixture of marigolds, valerian, chamomile, or chamomile for some of you. There was one other one too, and I can't remember what it was. And it really helped calm the nerves and bring that anxiety level down. But a couple of the herb companies that we used to use aren't in business anymore. Hilton Herbs. Yes! Hilton's one of my favorites. I love Hilton Herbs. They're one of my best. Would have started making her own horse treats. I don't even have the time to cook myself. I can try. We'll see. Skullcap. You know, I've heard of it, but I don't know enough about it. Chamomile, Vitrax, Valerian inversion. Yeah, so Hilton Herbs is definitely my go-to for the first place of like buying any of the herbal remedy stuff. So raspberry leaf. Yes, I forgot about raspberry leaf. You're right. That's also a good one for calming effects too. So yeah, we're going to put him on some anxiety reducing medications. I'd like to do the same with Banshee as well, because she's almost there. Like, she's had a whole year to herself to try to just kind of figure herself out, and she's gotten better. Thank you. I know. Breeders' Cup. It's awesome. Is a common remedy for dogs. Is it? I know valerian is. The problem with valerian, you've got to be careful if you're competing in the show ring and they do drug testing. You cannot use valerian because it's actually tested for. And if you're going for the high market stuff where you get busted with it in the horse's system, they pull your winnings and your titles. So, Kathy Rice. Yes, thank you. Got it. Do I have room to move him to a bigger stall? I do, but the problem is it's going to probably run into the same thing we were having with Shiva in the back bull stall. There's going to be too much run space. And if they can run away from you, then they're learning that running away is the behavior that is okay. And so I want to keep him actually in the stall that he's in. We're going to start him on the anxiety reducing herbs. And I'm going to get the halter back on him. I'm not concerned about that actually at all. But we're going to start doing the whole like touch with a probably my carrot stick versus a flag, because ropes tend to make him nervous. Ropes and flags make him nervous. So I don't want to start out with that, but I want to start out with something that's really easy, that's not going to like be a problem. Okay, so now I'm really good at handling my carrot stick. The carrot stick being the orange 4-foot long stick. CBD does it for me. Yeah, I'm still hesitant on doing that. He did like Tina. I know, that's what I don't understand. And he wasn't this spooky with me before either. So I don't really know what's going on. But yeah, see, I was able to get the halter on him with cookies. So he's definitely food motivated horse. So we're going to get him there. But him and Banshee, Vitacom. Yeah, Tina used that on one of her horses that we used to have. See, he doesn't act anxious in the stall. He acts anxious when you're in there with him. He doesn't like it when you're in there with him. So, I don't know if like he's been plugged into like a small space and like beaten on or worked on or whatever. He's got shoes on. Like, he had to have stood for something unless they drugged him. I don't know. But the anxiety is literally when you're in the stall with him. He runs to the back wall, he stands there and he looks at you, and anytime you try to do anything, he swings his butt your way. Back scratcher. I don't want to use anything sharp in case something like slams into him. Thank you, Roxanne, for the stars. And then something sharp like jagging into somebody. And that's why I like using the stick, because I'm pretty good at controlling that thing. 707. I'll have to look, Pat, and see. If I do, I'll let you know. Yeah, thank you. It's appreciated. So, we're going to start with that and desensitizing, just being like around him and let him try to figure out that we're going to be okay. Now that most of my long trips and being away things are over. So, I don't think we have anything too crazy other than driving Cleveland back and forth a few times for Lily coming up. I freaking unpinned. I don't have that problem. So, but I understand the mentality. I really do. So that's the plan with Nick. Again, I want to start Banshee on the meds too. If it, the herbs, maybe something happened to him, Bowie. Totally possible. Who knows at Bowie what happens. I've never actually watched the sale for that. So, and I think we'll start. I think Shiva's going to be here for a little bit anyway, because, we're not worried about getting her to Florida right away at this point until I can get my trailer fixed. So, yelled at him and lunged at him. Yeah, I don't know. He's a sweet guy. He's just something happened, So him and Banshee are going on that. Champ is putting on weight like crazy now. So, like, that's really, really good. And I've got Woody in the indoor as well right now. Yeah, I'll talk about Lily here in a second. Did I get SMZs? Yes. Yeah, we have SMZs on stock now, thankfully. Yep. I have a whole bottle of Banamine, too. The big one. He'd be all good in repetition, and one day he didn't like it. No. Yeah. His weirdo at Eyes Checks call him a quirky turd. How can we pray for her? How is Dulce? Dulce is so freaking easy to handle. I just need to throw a saddle on her back and start riding her. She'll be fine. Yeah. Champ's putting on weight. Of course you like Nick. Champ's putting on weight. He's doing really good. Woody is still hesitant. Tina got a halter on him like I asked her to while I was gone. But we're going to start getting him, doing more groundwork with him, getting him used to people being on the blind side and catching him. So, Woody looks like, I had somebody walk up to him and go, "Is that mare pregnant?" And I was like, "That's a gelding." That's a gelding. So, we're going to start doing more groundwork with Woody and catching him, making catching easy. Champ isn't easy to catch either. And so I'm going to start going out with a bucket of treats every day and be like, "Okay, hey guys, come here." And teaching that coming up to a person is okay. So that's kind of what's going on. Dee was awesome and bought Nellie her remission supplement for us. Where can I find you of TAC? Looking for a 19-inch all-purpose English. I don't have a 19-inch. Sorry. I have 18. I have 17. I don't have 19. Good to see you smiling. Thank you. But all of my tack for sale is on my personal page. And I'll put my... I'll comment on there, or I'll put the link or something in for you guys. But yeah, so Dee bought Nellie's Remission supplement. She also bought the Muscle Up supplement that we need to give for some of these guys for helping their muscle build up. So thank you very much for that as well. So like I said, we're going to see what herbal remedy medications we can get for these guys and post that up. And so if you guys are so inclined, thank you. That would be great. Great if they gain weight, require less food. Yes, exactly. Less grain means less money going out the door. And I'd like to get a bunch of these guys adopted this year. That would be great. So that way we don't have some money and we can help others. No, it was Banshee Banshee destroyed the blanket, not Dulce. Dulce doesn't even have one on. She's so, sturdy in the winter. It's crazy. Yeah. Hey, Amy, there you go. Talk to Amy. Amy's got the 19-inch all purpose. I don't have 19. So yeah, if we get a bunch of these guys adopted, I know I've had people interested in Dulce. Dulce actually has a foster home willing to take her, but I don't have a way of getting her up there right now. So I got to talk to her once I can get my friend's borrowed trailer and see if we can just do that too. Some of the herbs are available on Amazon. Add to wish list. Yeah, I will. How many do we have for adoption that are rideable? We have 3 right now that would be adoptable and riding. Dulce, the big standard-bred mare. Champ, the Dutch harness gelding. And I'm tentatively putting Tucker on there because he really needs a good 30 days. And he'd be fine, I think, to just go easy as like a started horse. Started pony. But that's who we got. Nick is supposedly broke to ride, but I'm not going to put him as adoptable entirely just yet. He definitely needs a lot more time. Can we order stuff from Tractor Supply? Yep, you can absolutely do that. And the Tractor Supply closest is Olean, Olean. Oh, and Buteless. That's right. You helped me get Buteless. Thank you. How does she do with other mares? She's fine. She's kind of a bossy-ish type of mare, but as long as she has her hay supply and her water, she pretty much leaves everything alone. Oh yeah, Morgan Freeman, our old gelding. The old Morgan gelding. He rides too. He's perfect for kids. Perfect for kids. He's like the absolute babysitter horse. He's not going to put a foot wrong. No. O-L-E-A-N, not I. It looks like Olean, but it's not. It's Olean. Long vowels. So I think that's who we're at this point. Banshee probably would ride, but she needs more time. I'm going to start line driving her once she's okay with me handling her better. Champ, I'm not worried about. I think he'll ride just fine, so we'll get on him here in, probably another 3 weeks if he's not adopted by then. But he definitely needs weight put on. I had the farrier on call to be like, hey, can you squeeze us in? So that's coming up here too. Use Equinety XL for muscle. 1 scoop a day, 1 gram size. That's about the same as it is for the Muscle Up. So I fed it to her and she was jacked. We'll have to compare the price of yours versus what we were using too. So you can't push Nick on Tina. Tina can't afford Nick right now. So I hear you have a black app mare for adoption. Yeah, you wish. Yeah. No. Courts ain't going nowhere. Not unless totally desperate. Scarlet would do better in a foster home, for sure. Yeah, Dee, I'm not worried. I'll walk in, they'll tell me what's what, and just walk out with it. It's one of the 3, obviously. So, Scarlet would do best in a foster home at this point in time, too. Petey, we got to get his x-rays. Let's see. Twist could be adopted, but he's not broke to do anything because of his neck. Buck is doing wonderful in his adoption home, I was told. The farrier was able to get all 4 feet though it was a challenge to get that one with the dislocated hip. That's okay. Tina, come visit Nick because exactly. Lakota just had her first birthday with me. Yay! Herbie's on Green Mountain body conditioner. How do you like the Green Mountain supplements? I was hesitant to try that one, but I'd be willing to try it. I'd be willing to compare the three things that we're talking about and try that too. You know, look at it all. But so, can I push Dragon for breeding? I can. It is February. I need to be looking at breeding Sophie next month. So Tina could work with Nick. They do seem to click. Sam. We know Sam's adopted. Sam's adopted. He's in Canada. Puts a stone in the app to yours. Store in the app to yours. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so the rescue does actually have an Amazon wish list. I'm going to have to share that link out again for you guys. And put some herbs on it. Let's get some herbs on that thing. I do. Sam's awesome. I got to contact with Kathy and see how he's doing. Gotcha, Stacy. Okay. All right. So you guys ask about Lily. Lily, my daughter. So I'm not going to go into like the depths of the details of what exactly is going on. Ah, Jean, good to know. Thank you then. I'll have to check them out because I've been hesitant to try them actually. I'm not going to go in the depths of the details of exactly what's going on with Lily at cellular level, but either way, there's a possibility that her endocrine system is kind of on the fritz. It's not exactly private, but I'm not going to go into like detail stuff. But you know, her endocrine system's a little bit on the fritz. So we're trying to figure out what exactly is going on. Which gland is causing problems for us with her. Well, not for us, but for her. But, you know, the stuff that we see. When we talked with our family doctor, she was concerned enough as well with what we were seeing with Lily that she wanted also for us to have a referral out to get with an endocrinologist to see what's going on. So we went up to Buffalo because Oshai is where the children were born, where Lily's, oh my gosh, the stuff with her stomach and all of her intestinal workup was done when she was an infant. You know, that's where we figured out what that was going on. That's where we had all of Lily's other work done, being her tonsils and her tongue tie and her ear tubes. You know, and all that stuff was going on. And so we figured, okay, you know, these other issues were resolved at this hospital because they're good. So why not? And when we went up to Buffalo, they were like, we're just going to watch. We're just going to wait and watch. And I was like, no, that's not acceptable. There's something going on with my daughter, and I don't want this to just be a watching game to see what happens. That's not okay. So we went back to our private doctor, and I said, no, there's something wrong. And they're not listening. They're not doing anything. They're not willing to do anything. And they're not willing to try. And I'm not okay with this. So we talked about various places that we could go. And yeah, gastro, it's the internal medicine. Soft tissue internal medicine is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to remember what the word was. But, so we talked about going to Strong up in Rochester. I'm not okay with Strong. There's something, when I had to go there for my husband's other daughter from a previous marriage, there's just something about the place I didn't like. And I didn't have good feelings being there. We talked about Pittsburgh. Our family doctor said no to Pittsburgh. She said, if you want, you know, you can drive to Boston, gastroenterologist. Thank you, Stacy. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, I couldn't get it. I couldn't put the words together, but thank you. That's exactly what I wanted. So we were like, well, if I have to go to Boston, then so be it. She was like, well, have you thought about Cleveland Clinic? And I said, yeah, I'm not quite sure what they have to offer, though. And so, like, if that's what you think we should do, then let's do it. And so she said, I really think that's the next best place to go. And I said, all right, let's do it then. So we drove 4 hours to Cleveland to have Lily checked over by their endocrinologist. And she spent an hour with us in the room talking to us about what could be going on, what symptoms we're seeing versus this gland versus that gland and the different cycles. And so twice I called Buffalo to send over the blood work that had been done. And once it never happened. And the second time they sent over their request form, not the actual results. And I was like, you guys are freaking idiots. So we filled out the form for Cleveland Clinic to request all of Lily's files from the endocrinology up there at Oshai to get everything so that they can talk about it and figure out what's going on. That might have been the phone call I had this morning, now that I think about it, because I had a 614 number come across my phone. Gosh darn it! I hate failing. I'll listen to the voicemail. I'll call them back. I'm just used to the bill collectors calling. And so I'm ignoring phone numbers I don't recognize because I'm sure it's a bill collector. But so the woman was awesome. The doctor was freaking amazing. I feel more confident with going to Cleveland Clinic than I did with Oshai. That's so much. Jacksonville, Florida. Well, if I have to, we are flying, because I'm not letting something happen with my daughter where I know, for yet the third medical concern, that we're just going to sit and wait, other than prove it to me that sitting and waiting is the best option. So, bill collectors and scammers. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm trying, okay? I'm literally trying. And, it's not 614. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's good. I thought it was because of the number I've had to give on our fax. I don't know. I'll listen to the voicemail. I'm not worried about it. 216. Oh, you might be right. Okay. I drove right past them at Cocoa Beach. My son's birth defect was Boston. You guys referred people to Cleveland. Yeah, so we didn't know too much about the place in Syracuse for Children's Hospital. So we're going to stick with Cleveland Clinic, I think, at this point. I told the doctor there Monday. I told the doctor there on Monday, I was like, you already show me that you're listening to me. You already show me that you are definitely thinking and willing to look at the different options that might be going on. And she talked about ultrasounds or an MRI or x-rays. And she's like, did Buffalo do any of that stuff? And I said, no, they weren't willing to. I said, that's why, that's why we need to get this figured out and what's going on. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. So Cleveland and Akron. Yeah. So we're going to stick with Cleveland Clinic right now for Lily, for the endocrinology and see what's going on. There's a couple of different factors involved in what might be happening. When Lily was developing in utero, she was what they call a 2-vessel cord. So the umbilical cord is supposed to have 3 vessels in it, 2 going in and 1 going out. Or is it the other way around? I don't remember. Either way, 2 for one way, 1 for the other. And Lily didn't have that. She only had 1. Or she had 2. She was a 2-vessel cord. And so she had 1 going one way each. And so it's still like she had development and she was there. She was just a little bit behind her brother in weight-wise. And so they were both still very, you're not stupid, used to seeing when things aren't right with living things. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, everybody, for your prayers and everything. Jim what? But so Lily was a 2-vessel cord, and so like I said, so she, there's chances with 2 vessel cord infants that, there's heart defects and there's kidney and liver defects and stuff like that going on. And so when through that whole development, like, we always kept an eye on everything, and everything developed externally the way it was supposed to, oh, hey, babe. But, ever since, though, ever since she's been born, we've always had something. She's 6 years old. She's been in and out of hospitals and doctor's appointments so much. Yes, then on Monday, when the nurse came in with the blood pressure cuff, she rolls up her sleeve and sticks her arm out. Didn't even have to ask her. Like, she automatically knew what to do. Like, that's sad that at 6 years old, she knows how to handle all of that already. And she takes it with, okay, happy, totally happy-go-lucky kid. I feel so bad for her. But I love her to death. Mother feelings. So, my poor kid. So yeah, Lily's otherwise, externally and everything else, she's doing fine. She doesn't know that there's something wrong. It's just us as parents knowing what the development of what her body should be is not the way it is. And so I want to know what's going on. So, yeah, oh, I know she's going to be okay. I know that. And I know that we're in good hands at this point in time too. It's just getting there. It's such a battle to have to fight with doctors on knowing that there's something going on with your kids. And, why should we have to fight with doctors to have this taken care of? And I know what it is. It's just ridiculous. And no tears, please. I'm trying not to. I'm going to lose the battle here at one point. But Lily is she's such an amazing kid. And she's such a sweetheart. She really is. And I can't ask for 2 better kids in my life right now, because us mamas take the burdens for our babies, that's for sure. Because I keep that mask on in front of them that everything's going to be fine. We'll handle it. And they're so little, they don't need to grow up with worrying about stuff. It's not fair. So I will take that burden of worry for them to deal with it. So, but they're the only reason right now that things are where they are, and I'm going to continue to fight, because if I didn't have them in my life, I'm not saying I would end it, but I would be like, just sell everything and run, go someplace else and just start over from scratch, instead of fighting for what we already have here, because we're already in a position to give and provide to them better of what even I had as a kid in opportunities. And so I'm going to continue to fight for them to have that opportunities to have a better lifestyle, or a better life, or better chances at things, or whatever it may be, because I need that for them. I need that for them, and that's my priority. So here I am, fighting the fight to keep going. So I will give the kids hugs from all of you, and thank you for keeping us, and especially Lily, in your hearts and prayers, because right now it's very much appreciated. You cut your shit together more than you give yourself credit for. Yeah. I try, and we have those dark moments. And I had a family member call me like, why are you so down and dreary on your Facebook? And I was like, because I promised the people they'd be transparent and open what's going on. And life is not always cheery and happy-go-lucky, but I'm willing to admit that as a human being, here are my dark days, and here is why these are my dark days. And now I'm pulling myself out of those dark days in whatever manner it has to be, whether it's looking at the stuff going, that's money sitting there, I need to get that out the door to people, or that's money sitting out in the yard that needs to go because I'm not using it, and we need it. And so yeah. And no matter what has to happen, I'm going to make sure that my kids have the life that they deserve. And so I'm allowed those dark days, and we as people are allowed those dark days, but we need to keep going, and I'm going to keep going. And this is me sharing, hey, this is me keeping going, but here's what me making be human, okay? So yeah, it's not excuses. It's literally just like, here's what's going on. But I promise that to you guys on this page, and I will forever keep that, whether it was on the bailout page, the rescue page, and my personal page. I'm not gonna pull back on that. So makes us love you. Thank you. You guys are awesome. When I shared stuff, I was nervous as to what the feedback was going to be, and you guys have definitely proven the love and the friendship and the standing by it, and I appreciate every moment of that. And you have no idea how much I need that some days. And that trip to Florida, seeing people and what support networks and stuff, and hearing about things through conversations, like I've said before, I think I said it on a live earlier, like, I definitely went through my friends list and removed a few people because they don't deserve access to any of that stuff anymore, because all they do is run around and talk behind people's backs, and that's not okay. And if you have something to say it. But you guys have shown that, you guys are really cool and awesome on this page, and I appreciate that, and I love you all for it. So thank you. Thank you. And I know my entire family thanks you. My mother did not realize nor understand sometimes why I do what I do on here and just to share, but it becomes so positive environment with all of you guys. And Jean said it right there. It makes you feel that you're not alone in your struggles. You're not alone in any of that struggles. We're all going through stuff. So here's me showing you what we go through and how we're digging out of it. So, oh, thanks, Bianca. You guys are awesome. Delete what, Dee? What are you doing? I didn't push you away, Tina. I was just taking a break. Thank you for the prayers, you guys. I love you all. Life is far from roses. So much of social media, it looks like everyone's better. You're pushing through challenges. Help me can get through it too. You can. You can all get through it. If I'm doing it, where we are literally struggling. Oh, delete. I got you now. I understand. Definitely thankful you can vent. Any of you guys are allowed to vent. I've always said that before. If you need something to say something, come right on over. Just say so. I don't care. Open up. Annoying fly you can't get rid of. Yeah, that's for sure. Yep. No, you guys, if I'm struggling and I'm open about it, because I know there's people out here that watch the channel just to go, ooh, what's going on in Emily's life right now? What shit she dealing with? Well, I'll tell you what I'm dealing with. We're just a couple weeks away from losing the farm, the truck, a couple other things, but we're digging through it. Resilience. I don't care who is out there. Life is not roses. Okay. The only way it is if you're like bougie money, where you don't really care about who you're hurting. You don't really care what's going on. And that's a problem. That's a moral problem. That's an ethics problem. Us down here on the bottom sidelines, we have morals, we have ethics, okay? And we're gonna stand by that. We're gonna stand by that. So life is not roses, life is not beautiful, but life is beautiful. It's not peaceful, but life is beautiful. And we are a community support group. Here's exactly it. It's therapy community. Exactly. So if I can make it through it, you guys can make it through it. And I will continue to share my struggles if you guys keep fighting yours. I'm losing my therapist. Yeah. Yours and a couple others on here. I don't mind it. I may not always have the chance to answer. I may not always have that, but I will always listen. Roses and thorns. Yeah. The day-by-day struggle for normal people. Golden years. Yeah. No. And I've said to even a couple of friends of, I'm the strongest person, you know. Oh, God. Deal. Good. I'll keep showing you my struggles. You keep fighting yours. That's all that matters. Nobody's allowed to disappear on this page because of you deciding you're not fighting the fight anymore. Yeah, exactly, Nick. That's exactly it, too. But especially one of my UK friends, I've told her, you keep fighting yours, I'll keep fighting mine. We'll keep sharing each other's struggles. So, yeah. Joyce, I've helped your sanity. Oh, man, I don't know how well that went. I love a good rant with you. Well, that's good. So, well, I wanted to update with you guys on what was going on and why the last couple of posts have been a little bit dark. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the community support. You guys are amazing. I don't care who says what about anybody. I love every one of you. And I think without those check-ins and stuff like that, it probably would have been dark a little bit longer. I would have come out of it, but it would have been a little bit longer darkness. But we got through it. We're getting through it. I hope you all don't mind when I miss things, though, when I'm supposed to be on and don't always get to what I say I'm going to get to, because I'm trying. I really am. You're Irish. You know nothing else but to fight. That's for sure. That's for sure. I got too much of that Irish blood in me. But I try. And sometimes I don't always win what I want to do, but I try. So, and that's all we got to do is keep trying and doing it. So, I went down a hole when Gramps passed away. 4 months not chatting anyone. Now Dad's end stage. Oh, Brad, I'm sorry. You stay in touch. Stacy, I remember you telling me about that. Being part of this helps keep me strong and going, so I can't go anywhere. Christine, you did. You did. But hi. I'm towards the end of it now. Nurses don't let you sleep. Oh no. Stacy, yeah, I'm not going anywhere, but Tina's right. What you guys don't realize is that if I'm your therapy, you guys are also mine. Like, I do actually have a counselor, and she calls in every week. And do we look like we mind? Okay. Well, I'm just saying, okay? I recognize my faults here. Like, I'm not perfect. But I recognize that. But you guys actually are my therapy. Other than the one that I talk to on a weekly basis. Stacy. Well, we'll have to see. That's interesting. You'll have to tell me a little bit more about it first. But she's not until tomorrow. And so when I don't get to chat with her as frequent sometimes as I want to. I come on here and I talk to you guys, or I'm on the subscriber page, or I'm on something. Like, I need to talk. Like Ellie. So Monday when we got home and I learned about the trailer not being able to be doing the trip to Florida, and imagining losing that payment that I was needing to pay for the truck, and freaking out like, okay, we're behind on this, we're behind on this, we're behind on this. I can't do this, I can't do that. I can't afford to pay for this trailer. And I just gotten done fighting with my parents, picking up Liam, and we got the kids into the house, into bed, and she's like, did you open the box I sent you? And I was like, no, not yet, I haven't. And I was like, I'll do it right now. And I opened it, and Ellie sent me stuff to sell on here for you guys. And she sent Valentines that she created for the kids to give away in class. And she made me a shirt. And I turned into this babbling mess. And I looked at Jim, and I'm holding up the shirt, and I was like, just crying. Like, I couldn't hold it all in. Like, I lost everything at that point in time. I lost all of my emotions all at once. And I don't know why I'm getting emotional now again either, but and he was like, you're loved. And I said, I know. And like, I'm talking, and then Ellie's texting me, and I was like, I'm a babbling, bawling, freaking mess right now. And she calls me, and she's like, what's going on? And I was like, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, it's okay. I was like, I know. So you guys are my therapy, okay? Let me show you the shirt, though. Look at what she made me. I know it's backwards. I survived Texas with Nicholas through ice, snow, and wheels. There's Monster. Those are Coke bottles and coffee. Yeah. So Ellie made this for me. And she made one for Dad. I've got to give it to him. I forgot to give it to him. He was here today. Definitely a trip that'll never be forgotten. And I have the t-shirt for it. Watching the lives is therapeutic. Well, good. It's the fact that someone cares enough. Exactly. See, I call Penny my West Coast grandma. Ellie's like the crazy aunt, the crazy cool aunt. So, it's awesome. It is so cool. But yeah. So yeah, you guys, I need you all too. But, well, I have more invoices to put together. What time does I have here? 2:23. I got time to do a little bit more before I have to go get the kids and Tractor Supply to go get the supplements that Dee bought. Is there someplace else I was going? Post office for sure. I am grandma status. You've always been grandma status. You're so awesome, Penny. You sneezed and headbutted the door. Oh, Sam. Oh, man. I love your stones. I'm learning them at the moment. Oh, good. Good. I have more coming. So things are looking up. And let's keep positive. Exactly. We're going to stay positive. Guaranteed. Yeah. It's been a week. We're free, too. You guys are. Yeah, no, definitely Tractor Supply. I just thought there was someplace else. But I do have the post office because I have a stack of stuff over here for you guys to, well, for those of you that, so remember your positive influence on my daughter's life. Julie, we need to get together at some point, okay? I need to come up and see Crystal again. I need Crystal hugs. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm so thrilled at the positive changes that you guys are getting in your life too, between getting your own farm and her being able to share her life with Cruz and all of your other horses. I love watching her. I really do. That child is an inspiration, and I still cry at the thought of what she has had to go through. Like I've said before, she is a child that I cannot imagine how much strength that she's got to go through everything. Your daughter is amazing. Yeah, Crystal is an amazing child, and I'm thrilled to have some sort of influence in her life with you guys. Yeah. Oh, no, Brad, I know what apatite is. The apatite stone, I actually have I have a big orb of it in my office. So, yes, Diane, we need to do a day 2. Your box sits right by the door. I keep meaning to, yeah. Yeah, no, Julie, your daughter is just incredible. And you better tell her I said so. All the love to her too, Julie. And you guys. You guys are awesome. Sorry, Nick. Oh, but if you guys remember when I was on the bailout and Julie called me and told me about Crystal's story and how this child went through the first few years of her life with like no human touch and no like love from a parent, and locked in her bedroom and not taken care of and not treated well, and how much that child has gone through from being practically feral human being to being this amazingly loving almost teenager with a heart of gold. The girl's got a heart of gold, and you want to talk about strength. She's that child is she's an inspiration. Crystal is an inspiration, and she's amazing. She really is. She's done so much trying to support all the local rescues, especially like Fairy Glen, and them getting their own property, and she's going to be able to start doing her own rescue work, and she's awesome. Tears are definitely healing. Yeah, they are. So, yeah, you guys will have to watch Susan and Christine Johnson. You'll have to watch the replay. You're catching the end of stuff now. But, all right. Well, I'm gonna not let you guys cry or try to cry anymore. She does have great moms. She has the bestest moms. She has been through a lot. You're right. You're right. And you guys are incredibly strong to help her through all of it. Like I said, kudos to your entire family. Absolutely. So, I'm gonna, she's only 11. I couldn't remember how old she was. I knew she was close. I was thinking 12, but 11. Yeah, exactly. She's been through more than any child should ever have to be. And that's not fair. It's absolutely not fair. All right, I'm going to stop making you all cry. I'm going to continue with my invoices for those of you that have bought with me. Thank you again for any of your support. I don't care what it is, whether it's just being on here, being my therapy, helping monetarily, which is so appreciated, or even just sharing stuff and inviting people in and going, hey, look at this, that helps too. So I appreciate every one of you. So thank you. And any little way is amazing. It really is. So I will be out in the barn in the morning with the barn chores, and we're gonna go see all of our ponies again. I'm going to play with the pivot tonight and see if we can get that working, and then I can just set that up in the barn aisle. Again, I won't have all the comments when I do that type of thing. I'll have to go back and rewatch things, or I'll have to catch comments later on a scroll. But, so there's that. And I need chocolate now. Oh, Mary, thank you. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. Yes, and I'll go do my runs. D, I promise. I'll go get it. So, thank you guys. I love all of you. Much appreciated. You guys will get your pony fixes tomorrow. I promise. Okay? So, all right. Courts the Dragon will get a hugs. Yes. Yes. So, all right, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I think it's Wednesday. Yes, it's Wednesday. Have a good, wonderful rest of your Wednesday. And I'll catch up with a bunch of you guys, probably everybody, tomorrow. So maybe I'll get on the subscriber page later. I don't know. We'll see. But I will be on the subscriber page. I have new stuff shipped. So I will check my porch, D, I promise. So what time I'll get my geriatric dog to wake me up. Lately, I've been out in the barn doing the morning chore stuff when I do the lives. It's about 8:30, 9 o'clock-ish. Eastern Standard in the morning. So, I'll keep my chin up. I promise. I promise. So, subscriber live not until this evening with the mail opening. And you guys will get your previews then, too. So, all right, you guys. Thank you.